welcome back to the Block Academy Music. Today we're going to be studying a blues guitar solo played by Freddie King over the song Sweet Home Chicago. And this is going to be in the key of E, and it's going to be a shuffle. And so we're going to see some E minor pentatonic, and we're going to see some cool licks to play over the 4 that are not in E minor pentatonic, but they'll quickly get back to it. So we'll be working with a PDF today of the transcription, which, if you would like to download, you can do that at my website, which is www.blockacademymusic.com. There will also be a backing track there, 2 different backing tracks, one slow and one fast, so you can get this solo up to speed on the slow version, and then you can try it on the faster version too. So let's get into the solo here. So we have, let's see, first measure. Okay, so notice in the first measure of this solo, we have 4 triplets, all taking place at the 10th and 12th fret. That's going to look like this. All right, you can pick all down picking, or you can pick using alternate picking, which is down, up, down, and that will look like this. Up to you, however you want to feel it. It's all up to you. In the second measure here, we're going to be moving from the 12th fret down to the area of the 3rd fret, and you're going to have some open strings to help you make that transition, and that's going to look like this. They're all 4 triplets as well. I should point out 4 triplets here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So 7 and 8 happen together, 2, 3. Now here's going to be a pull off, okay? This is the last triplet in the measure. I'm going to pull from 3 on the B string, open, right? And I'm pulling with my ring finger and then picking the next note with my middle finger, okay? That's going to be important because I'm going to transition with my index, and I want that free to get back to the 10th fret. It's kind of a tricky lick. I'm coming back up to that note. So let's go back and see where that note is. Here's the 3rd measure. 10, 12, 10. 4 triplets. This lick's going to be a repeating lick. It'll happen 4 times. It looks like this. And I like to hammer the second note. So pick the first, hammer the second. Right? And pick the 3rd. It's good practice to pick them all, but I like hammering it too. Kind of gives me a different sound, gives me a little more momentum. So after those 4 licks, we're going to come to this 10, 12, or 12, 10, 12, 9, 10, 9, 10, 9, 10, 7, 8, 7, 8. Again, all pretty straightforward E minor pentatonic blues licks. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, well, let me repeat that for you. Okay, so I'll play the solo from the top so you can see those first 2 lines come together. Here you go. Okay, so that's where we're at. Let's go back and move on here. So here we go. We're at the 4 chord now, A7. And I want to point out that these 3 notes here, 5, 5, 7, these are going to outline the A triad. And it's more or less breaking from the sound of the E minor pentatonic and signifying that Freddie knows where he's at in the structure. He's basically playing to the chord. But he quickly gets back into the blues, E minor blues scale with some chromatic notes. And let me show you this lick. So this is measure 5. So these 3 notes, that's going to be your A chord. He's outlining that. So here's the lick. Right? He's kind of playing over A7. Here's an A7. You can see this note's going to be in there. Okay? So from the beginning of this lick, here's your A chord outlined. He goes right into this chromatic lick, which is kind of a E minor blues lick. So one more time. Then he's going to go and do a similar lick. It's not going to be exactly the same, but it starts very similarly. And it's also going to end with some E minor pentatonic. And let me play that for you. Okay. One, two, sorry, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Notice that this note is not starting on 1. It's a pickup note. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. So let me play those two together. This is going to be measures 5 and measure 6 together. Okay. Maybe I should take the solo from the top so you can hear how all this stuff flows. So here's the whole thing from the top so far. Okay. So let's move on here. We're going to go into measures 7 and 8. And notice he's coming back up to the 12th fret. He's got 4 more triplets. And actually, measure 7 is going to be the exact same as measure 2. And I'll show you what I mean. You can see here, here's your open notes, 302. And you'll see the same thing here on measure 7. Open notes, 302. And also, measure 8 is going to be the same as measure 4, I believe. So let me just play these for you. You'll hear the sound and it'll be familiar. So here's measure 7. Okay, that's the pull off in the hammer. So here it is again, measure 7. Okay. We've seen that a bunch already. So let's go back and let's look at measure 8 here. And it's going to be another classic E minor blues lick. And that's going to sound like this. Okay. So let's move on. Let's keep going. I'll come back and play the thing from the top again. But let's do that. Let's do one more line before I do that. So here we go. Here's where I took the liberty of writing new ideas into the solo because I feel like Freddie made some mistakes, okay? So this is going to be over the 5 chord, the B7. And so I should point out that this phrase in measure 9 ends with some open notes, okay? 0, 0, 0, see that there? And that the beginning of the next phrase starts with open notes. So it's important that you really practice these two phrases separately so that you don't confuse the end of this one with the beginning of that one. You'll see what I mean as I play it here for you. So I just want to point that out. Let me play measure 9 over the 5 chord for you right now. Again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay? So it's happening in the place that we've been working quite a bit, which is the 10th and the 12th fret. It's important to take note that this lick ends on the 1 of the 4th beat. Okay? So take a look there. Ends on the 1 of the 4th beat. All right? Now, when the next phrase starts here, it's going to start on the and of the 4th beat with some open strings. So let me play that for you, okay? Here's this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay? That's going to be the feel. So here are those two licks together. I'll do it again. I would recommend picking through every note first, and then if you want, you can do things like that's a pull and a slide and maybe a pull. Okay. And also, I'm using my ring finger to pop that last note. Okay. So let me do those two together one more time so you can hear them. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Okay. Now we're moving into the the end of the song, which is a turnaround. Okay, so this lick here, which you just played, ended on this note, which is the 1 of the 11th measure. Okay, so here comes your turnaround. Let me play this for you. It'll sound familiar. I'm going to play actually these two lines together because they do kind of flow. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I'll do that again. I'm going to play it slightly different. It's going to sound the same, but I'll play it in a slightly different place, and I'll explain what I'm doing here. So you may have noticed the first time I played, and then I picked the B string here, open, and then I landed on that note. So you can do that, or you can do it like I did the second time. And the PDF is depicting the second time. So here's what it sounds like the second time. So it's going to be on the 4th fret of the G string. They're the same. You can do whatever you want. So here's that turnaround. Or, oops, let me do that again. So the other thing that I'm doing here is I am using some hybrid picking, okay? Did you see that? Pick. You don't have to hybrid pick. You can do it however you want. Just make sure you get the right notes with the right rhythm, and it's up to you. So that's the entire PDF. It's really short, but if you get it down, it'll definitely give you some momentum in improving your ability to improvise over a 12-bar blues. This is a real rockin' solo. If you listen to Freddie's version of it, he really puts a lot into it. So listen, thank you very much for checking it out. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. You can do that via the website at www.blockacademymusic.com. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I will have some more videos coming and some more backing tracks and some more PDFs. And thanks again for tuning in, and I hope you found this to be useful. Any comments or questions you have, please let me know. Take care.